you see, these things are not impacted on. I usually torque them. I think they're 75 foot-pounds. Alright, got that jacked up. Now we're just going to run these off. Love my little Milwaukee gun, man. It works great. I use it here and at work all the time. Alright, get your drip pan ready. And here is the 14mm brake line nut. And there are some brass washers on here, I believe. And going in the wrong direction. So just keep an eye out for those. So I'll just take this off, like so. I just take this bag, fold the bag over the nut, or the bolt, and then just run that bolt back through the hole. Just kind of push it in. And it's not totally going to seal it up, but I just clip it up right out of the way against the body of the car. Alright, I definitely recommend, if you don't have an impact gun, to use a 1/2-inch breaker bar or ratchet, because I'm pretty sure a 3/8 drive bar is not going to cut it, if you know what I mean. I'm going the wrong way again. Figure I've been doing this 18 years, I figured that out. Alright, there we go. Alright, gloves, need gloves. Gloves. I don't want to bust my knuckles on this jack. So, let's see what happens. You can see this one wasn't as bad as the other side of it. It's still pretty tough. It's not going to work. There's one bolt. You do want to hold the caliper because it will fall with these two bolts removed. You can see the rust around that thing. Kind of seized on there. Alright, here's the old caliper. I removed the brake pads. All you do is you just push them out each side. I ended up having to replace this, and if I can get this apart, I'll show you why. You can see it's kind of... There we go. Alright, as you can see, it looks like someone has changed this guide pin. This is what comes from the factory. And then somebody has put this one on. This is prior to me buying the car, so the boot came out of the mounting bracket, so it had no protection from the weather and the water getting thrown off the road, so it just completely corroded. And then the inside of my mounting bracket is corroded. You can't really see it, but it's real corroded in there. So they're supposed to look like this. You know, this one's still got a little bit of grease on it, but that's what they're supposed to look like. And the rubber piece is supposed to still be stuck in here like this, but it fell out of this side and got stuck on the new guide pin, which I suspect that is something the previous installer kind of screwed up, but it is what it is. So I went to the parts store and I got a price for the pins, the boots, and a new mounting bracket, this whole assembly here. And it came out to $58. So I went ahead and bought everything. They had to order it. So I came back home and looked online and found the whole assembly for the same price. And it's already got the boots and everything installed, so it's not too bad. But I got to put these clips on, which I'm just gonna, in aviation we call it the Air Force One check, which I have no idea. Here's your brass washer I was talking about. Looks like you get a new one with the caliper, which is good. I have no idea how these go on, so I'm just going to do the Air Force One check, which is in aviation. It's just comparing it to the old one, basically. This one wants to be a little ornery. Alright, there's those. I'm just matching it up. Not rocket science. These springs, I didn't see these on either side. I don't have a clue where they go, to be honest with you. Somebody, one of you guys probably do. Might have to look in the book and see if I can figure that out. These are actually called, I just looked in the manual, anti-squeal springs. And they go, honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know where they go. They go in these little holes, like that, and I guess you just squeeze them. And I'm assuming it pushes the pad off the rotor. So if the rotor was here, you put this screen, each pad, and it kind of squeezes the pad off the rotor. These are actually missing. I don't know if the previous installer who did a brake job on this previously didn't put them on, but we'll try to put them on if we can. But alright, I got the new pads here, and we're just going to throw these shims from the old pads on here. Pretty straightforward. You just kind of line up the grooves there. All right, just a quick thing. If you're actually using your old caliper and if you pull this, let's see if I can get this in frame here. If you pull the bracket, if you end up pulling it off the caliper itself to grease these pins up, when you put it back on, make sure you get this rubber boot right here over this lip, because if not, it's not going to seal anything. So you might have to take a little scribe or just kind of work it with your fingers like that, and just make sure you get that over that lip. That way when it pulls out, which it probably won't pull out that much, but it's probably going to just move a little bit as it squeezes. You don't want any water or dirt or grime getting in your pin, and that's exactly what happened to this one. Alright, so we'll put our pads in now. Like I said, all you got to do is just it's gonna be hard to film this piece, but if you look at the clip right here, the square part of the pad fits in that square groove in the caliper. So you gotta get this pin out of the way and then slide it in on each side. I got one on this side too. See, right there. So you want to push that pin out of the way. And this one's actually got a pin that holds it up. Let me see if I can get that in. And then another pin right here that pushes the pad against this wall here. And the pad with your brake wear indicator goes towards the caliper. Actually, I have a funny story. And don't put the pad in backwards like I'm doing here. But story a long time ago, when I was a wee lad in the Marine Corps, I did a brake job on my wife's car. And I put these on the wrong side and they ended up hitting the rim. I was actually on deployment, and a buddy of mine had to go over and fix it for me. So I was talking about, you gotta get all of these. There we go. Alright, next step, if you got some sandpaper laying around, you kind of want to like deglaze the rotor if you're using old rotors. I'm just using 220. Get this thing set up here, like so. There we go. I wasn't even close. Alright, got you where you can see a little bit. We're just going to get the second bolt lined up, hopefully. Alright, this is 17 millimeter. I'm just going to get them both snug if I can. And then I'll just give them a little torque. Alright. That looks good. I'll see if I can look the torque up for you. Alright, according to the Haynes manual, which I would definitely recommend getting, caliper mounting bolts are 25 foot-pounds. Alright, so basically you're going to take one brass washer, fit it over the bolt, take the bolt, slide it in the fitting, and then take your other brass washer. I'm trying to look in the screen and everything, do this. And then this little peg goes in the hole. This is a 14 millimeter. Alright, go ahead and pump it. Alright, hold it. Watch your foot will go down. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, pump it again. Hold it. Hold it. Alright, so that's that, guys. Now time to go back on with the tire. Alright guys, final touches. I'm going to take it for a test drive. Hopefully it works out. But I hope this video helped. If you liked the video, if you think it helped, please like it and share it if you can. Subscribe to the channel because I haven't made a lot of videos, but I think I'm planning on doing a lot more in the future. So subscribe if you can. And we'll see you next time.